Hi, and welcome to Forbidden Planet TV. I'm Laura Dodd, the head book buyer for Forbidden Planet, and we are joined today by the incredible Rebecca Yarros to talk about Fourth Wing.
Hi.
So, taking over the internet and the world. Not even one dragon, many dragons at a time. Did you have any idea that this book was going to be as big as it?
No. So when I heard my publisher was going to do a new adult fantasy line. I've written new adult since 2013. 11 of my books are new adult. I was like, yes, I've always wanted to write fantasy, and I thought it'd be like one book a year. It would be like, I don't know, 6th, 7th book in the line. It would just be something I would get up and play with dragons in the morning, right? That would be the goal. And then suddenly it just started snowballing, and still it feels really surreal. Like the fact that there are this many copies just sitting here is surreal to me. Like It's happening to someone else almost.
And for the people out there that may not have heard of this, because there may be a few.
That's okay.
What can you kind of almost elevator pitch style? What could you say in kind of a couple of sentences to sway those people?
So it is about it's about a Dragon Rider Academy where the first rule is graduate or die. So it's set at a war college, and it's about a girl with chronic illness who is set in there by her mother, who's the commanding general of the college, because her family line is, going to be dragon riders, and she was trained as a scribe. And then of course there's some romance for us romance lovers in there, but a lot of action, a lot of dragons.
And a lot of dick jokes and sass as well.
Well, yeah. Come on, gotta have it.
So this obviously, people out there may or may not know, this isn't your kind of first rodeo writing-wise.
No.
Because you've obviously done kind of more contemporary romance before, mm-hmm. So how did the process differ between kind of writing what you've written previously and Fourth Wing?
Sure. The plotting's different because you get to have so much more external conflict, right? So in contemporary, especially writing romance, it's a lot of boy gets girl, boy loses girl, boy gets girl back, right? Mm-hmm. And here it's like, and then the dragon eats them, right? So the plotting, it's a completely different plotting concept. I had a lot more fun. I love writing romance, but there was definitely something fun about going to go play with dragons in the morning. Yeah. But most of the differences are, having to establish your world, having to establish what are the rules of this world, what are the laws of this world, and making sure you don't break those. So that was, I think, probably the more challenging aspect of it.
Definitely, and such a just a punchy tagline, like graduate or die. It's just like, okay, yeah, I'm intrigued.
Yeah. That was something we knew we had to have from the beginning. We knew it had to be a concept because it was going to launch the Red Tower line. Yeah. So we needed like that specific verbiage.
Something to grab people.
And I kill a lot of people in it.
Yeah.
I do. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Now, Violet, the main character, really stands out as maybe not being at first the number one candidate to be a dragon rider.
Right.
So where did the idea of Violet come from?
Well, Violet should be dead. Honestly. So I have Ehlers-Danlos. It's a connective tissue disorder. It's a group of 13 connective tissue disorders, so do 4 of my sons. And when I was talking to my publisher about, the pitch for Fourth Wing, I said I'd really like her to have Ehlers-Danlos. I think because she would be the least likely to succeed, and it gives you an underdog story. And I wanted to show a heroine that wasn't just tough and strong, because I love strong heroines, but her strength lies in her wits and her brain and her smarts, and I think that made it unique. And so Violet, to me, she's so based on logic and fact and her education that's what made Fourth Wing unique amongst what I'd read. And because I grew up reading fantasy, I'm a huge fantasy lover, I'd never seen a heroine like me that had my condition. So.
And you mentioned there obviously about growing up reading fantasy. What have you found that has changed most from those fantasy books you read as a child
to now?
To kind of what's happening now?
So I'm loving the birth of what we're calling romantasy, right? I'm loving it because I'm a romance fan, and because I have to have romance, at least as a subplot, to pull me through. It's my taste. Mm-hmm. So I love that we're getting into an area where I can write a romance novel set in a fantasy world, which is what I would consider Fourth Wing to be. And I think we're getting into a much more inclusive and diverse space. I think we have a lot more room to go in inclusion and diversity in the genre, but I think we're getting to where we're making progress. I think would be the biggest things that I've seen. And I grew up reading a lot of strong female writers like Mercedes Lackey and Marion Zimmer Bradley and all that, but romantasy is definitely Makes me so happy.
It's it. And I mean, for me, something I particularly loved about Fourth Wing was kind of almost the code of conduct for the dragons themselves. And kind of the magic system as well, with like, kind of the humans obviously facilitating that magic. So yeah, where did all those kind of ideas come from? Because I thought,
So one thing I love about Fourth Wing, it's funny, like, I love this about my own book. One thing I love is that the dragons bond, but they're not the pets in this world, the humans are.
Yes.
The dragons deign to bond, and they are the ones that are like, you will only give us the strongest, and you will have this curriculum. They have their own government, their own set of rules, and they don't bother to tell the humans. So they know tons of things that the humans don't, and they just, we're not going to decide to tell you or not. So I wanted a different setup where, yes, you have dragon bonding, which of course isn't new in fantasy, but where the dragons are superior, like in every single way.
And it's not, I suppose there's almost more of a trope where maybe there's like the last remaining dragon or something, but here it feels like there's still...
Oh yeah, they're everywhere.
Oh, they're still looking after, they're kicking ass and looking after themselves.
They are, yes, they are. And I think they're dwindling in who's willing to bond. We know that from the beginning. And they've moved to one hatching ground kind of thing. But they are very much the superior species. And they don't mind letting the humans know it.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah. Oh, just too good. So the kind of, we start obviously on the school setting. So if you were in Basgiath College, would you survive?
I think it's why I wrote Violet. There's no way. Yeah. Like, I mean, I could probably go across parapet to gymnastics for long enough that I could probably handle parapet, but the first time a dragon got in my face, I'm dead. I'm toast. I'm absolutely toast. I would love to say I would be a dragon rider, but I would probably end up in the scribes. Like, I'm logical enough to know that, but I would think the dragon riders are cool.
Yeah. That's pretty
right, I would love to. My husband, on the other hand, would be like, I'm gone. Like, right across the parapet, right to the dragons, yeah.
But I love the idea of the trials as well, almost like American, like Ninja Warrior style.
Right,
trials.
the gauntlet, yes.
So, if you survive the parapet, would you make it through the trial?
Oh gosh, I don't know. I'm so not, I'm not coordinated.
Right.
And I'm so clumsy. I'm not sure, but everything in the trial, what's fun about that is it's all important to dragon riding. Yeah. So everything from how you mount and how you get up the dragon, it's all in there. So if you can't get through the gauntlet, you shouldn't be.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be riding. That's basically what the purpose of it is. I would probably die the second I put my foot on. Like, I would get to the first thing where it spins, I'd be like, done. That would be it. I would just, no.
And obviously one of the kind of big sales points, and it's so wonderfully done, is the spice we have in Fourth Wing. So yeah, the kind of perfect kind of slow burn, like real enemies to lovers, like those people hate each other. So where did Xaden kind of come from?
They come to me fully formed, like they're people. I can't explain it. They just arrive like, hey, I'm here. I'm like, oh, cool. And you're like, who are you? And things like that. So I knew that enemies to lovers in contemporary, I'm awful at. Like, I don't really write it because I always feel like in contemporary, you just solve that with a conversation, right? Like, if you're still enemies after you've had a 15-minute conversation, I don't know what's going on. It's more of a miscommunication issue. And in Fourth Wing, they have genuine reason to want to kill each other. Yes. And I think that that's easier in a fantasy realm. I love morally gray heroes. So I knew who'd be morally gray. I knew who'd be holding secrets. He had every reason to kill her. And I love that we're not in his head a lot because he does keep 10,000 secrets and he doesn't ever, really let her into all of them. So he just kind of came fully formed as who he was. Yeah. That way.
And if you were doing kind of the casting for like a film or TV series, who would be your Xaden?
I can't.
You can. You just can't pick.
I can't pick.
Can't be done.
Nope. I will not pick that. No. Nope.
It would make an amazing graphic novel.
It would. I know. And my son's like an artist, and I keep telling him, like, go draw it.
Yeah.
Go do it. He's in school for it. I'm like, come on.
Yeah.
It would be fun to see it adapted.
It would be amazing to see. And not only does the book have dragons and spice, but we have some fantastic maps in there as well.
I know. And that's not, you should have seen it. So they came in, they're like, we need your map of what the continent looks like. And I'm like, you don't want me giving that to you. I'm like, yes, we do. And I give it, it's like a weird rectangle with like blobs and like a circle, and they're like, this is, and I'm like, I told you didn't want this. So that is all credit to the artists. I was like, this city's here, this city's here, this is around here, some mountain ranges here, but it was like a rectangle on my wall, like behind my desk. Like it was super professional, very professional.
There were gradient lines and everything.
I know, it was like a giant marker, like, and this is Navarre, and this is over here, and this is, it was. Yeah, I don't know how they made the map out of what my hot mess was that I gave them.
So kind of coming towards the end of the interview, because obviously we've got to go to the store.
I know, I'm so excited.
Books, which is super exciting. So people don't have to wait too long for book 2.
They don't. No, it's done.
Year. So I mean that's crazy.
I know.
Normally in fantasy, you've got to wait sometimes years.
I know. It was a decision my publisher and I kind of made, looking at the run up to 4th Wing and what the pre-order numbers were looking like and things like that. And we just decided to kind of go for it and say, okay, well, let's get the second one done just in case, it's gonna go well. And thank goodness. But I actually just finished all the edits while I've been here. So it is the most freeing sensation ever, and it comes out in November. So it's off to the printer. It's at the printer right now.
Exciting. So for our last couple of questions, what are you currently reading?
Okay.
And what are you most looking forward to doing whilst you're in London? If you have any, like, free time.
I know. Right now it's been sign and edit. I'm currently reading Kindred by Octavia Butler, which is taking me forever, not because it's not great, it's great, but because I've been locked into Iron Flame for so long that I'm falling asleep before I can read at night. But I'm almost done with it. It's so good.
Favorite Octavia.
It did? Okay, because I was looking at Parable of the Sower, and I went with Kindred first because I watched the Hulu, right? And I felt, and as soon as it stopped, I'm like, oh no, I have to go read it right now. And there's so many differences between the book and the series, but I really love it, and I love her use of language, and I love that it's more modern vernacular style, even though it was written I think in the 70s.
Yes.
But that's what I'm reading. And one thing in London, I don't know, I'm signing so much, and I love it here. My favorite place is Westminster Abbey, so I'll probably go wander around that again and have conversations with dead people. I love history and everything about it, so that's my favorite place.
That could be like your next book after the sequel. Conversations with Dead People.
I know, right? I love
tour of Westminster.
I just love history, so it's fascinating to me that everyone's interred in the same place, and I love it there.
Yeah, it's a great place, and it's good. At least you get a little bit of downtime when you're here.
Yeah. Right now I've been sleeping through it, but I think now that the Iron Flame is turned in, we'll have some fun.
So thank you everyone for joining us today for Forbidden Planet TV. I think we may have sold out signed copies on the website, unfortunately, but we will have obviously news of book 2 and some more kind of unsigned copies and various other things. But thank you so much for joining us today, and see you soon. Bye.
If you're enjoying watching Forbidden Planet TV and you're enjoying watching us talk to the world's most interesting and accomplished filmmakers, authors, artists, musicians, creators, subscribe right here. See you soon.